Hi.
Hi guys, it's that time of the year again. Performance appraisals are just getting done or they're just around the corner. Last year has been really painful with COVID.
Yes.
Yeah,
But the
and
good news is people have recovered very well. That's
yes,
the message we are getting from the markets. So that's a very good sign.
yes. Now, whenever I look back at my working career, every year I felt I was doing my very best. I was putting in my 100%. I was delivering on what I had to deliver on, and I was keeping my boss posted at every turn. But when the appraisals came, instead of a 5 on 5, there were years I got a 4 on 5, and the question always was, why is this?
No, because you also have to accept this fact that you would have never got a 1 or 2 on 5. Right?
Yes.
So people would crib a lot about not getting a 5 on 5, but they would never be thankful that I've never got a 1 on 5.
Yes,
Anyway.
that's true. But this is a common conflict, I feel. Does it happen to you all?
Whom all? Who else are we talking to? Okay, the audience. Yes. Okay, on behalf of the audience, I would like to answer yes.
Yes. Now, my question is, why does this happen? Why is it that our perception of our performance versus what the organization's perception is, our boss's perception is, which finally manifests as the performance appraisal score? Why does it differ?
So I think let me answer your question by showing you something on the board. So if we break it down into a grid, what we could have is you versus your supervisor, and on one side you could have the perception, and the other side you could have the benchmarks. Now, in the perception battle, what happens is we may often lose on this battle because we may perceive that we are just so great, but the boss may only give us a 2 compared to if we are considering us as a 3. Now, what happens is one of the biggest problems happens when it comes to the benchmarking. Now, benchmark is typically done based on actual data. So, which means if you have been given a target of performing something and you have only been able to achieve something, you could always be compared in a benchmark situation. You could be compared against fellow colleagues. So, say for example, if you are a regional manager, there could be other 3 regional managers against whom you are being compared. So while you are perceiving yourself to be of a certain level of skill and hence suggesting a 4, your boss could actually be looking at it from a different perspective. He could be saying that, okay, he's a 3 over here and he's a 4 over here. So on an average, actually, he's a 3.5 or she's a 3.5. So one of the things which happens is that while this may be debatable, the perception battle may be debatable, but the benchmark battle isn't. Why? Because you have actual data to speak about.
Correct. So, what is the solution, Ruben? Like, how does a person understand the benchmark in the industry for the type of roles that he or she is doing?
Okay, so there comes to play to understand what exactly affects. Now, there are 3 things that basically are very strong, right? So, one of the things, core things, is your cognition or your ability to find solutions to problems, right? Finally, everything, your entire achievements are about solving problems, right? For the organization, for your boss, and for your own self. The second part of it is your behavior. See, we can win over people, we can gain greater respect based on how we behave, right? So that's what competency explains. So while cognitive ability explains your ability to deal with problems, sets of problems. Competency explains your behavioral strengths. And finally, your leadership skills explains, or your managerial competencies explains your ability to take people along who will help you in your journey. Luckily, at pexitest.com, our site, we have these 3-star reports. So we have the leadership report, which looks at your managerial competencies and your leadership capabilities and competencies to tell you where do you stand or what are the gaps. The second part is the competency report, which looks at your behavioral competencies, and then you have the cognitive ability, which looks at the cognitive or your ability of cognition. Now, all the three could provide a wonderful glimpse of covering almost 99% of the gaps that you have today in your ability or inability to achieve what you seek to achieve in life.
That is amazing. So what we are saying is that if we go through the Pexi test assessments, what we get is not only where we stand as individuals, but also a benchmark scoring for each attribute on where other people like us, of similar age and similar education and so on and so forth, how they stand.
Exactly.
A peer comparison.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what we do is we do a benchmarking. So how do we benchmark? We look at people of your age group, of your qualification and your qualification level to demonstrate and tell you in a numerical format as to where do you stand vis-a-vis your peers.
And what after you give us the report?
Well, then there are improvement plans, right? So that's you could either go to a mentor, or you could go to a coach, or you could come to us. In fact, that brings us to the question that we can do a series. In fact, our next series should be on the 3 reports on the. So what we can do in the next 3 series is to talk about our cognitive ability report, our competency report, and our leadership report, to not only explain you the benefits of these reports, but to also highlight to you how you can use these reports and later improve upon your areas of improvement or your gaps to improve upon your performance.
Great, good thing to do, and I look forward to doing the next few sessions in which we will explain the reports as well as how to create our own individual improvement plans.
Yes, and we look forward to your comments, and
your feedback
to us, and also don't miss out on this opportunity to let us know how you're finding these conversations. And if there's anything which is interesting to you, we could talk to you as an organization and help you achieve these problems and solve these problems even at an organizational scale, which we typically do at Pexitics. So thanks for watching, and